This is part 2 of this video dealing with food as a weapon. So now this is what I want to do. I want to go to, where are we? I want to go to the Bible Hub. See, if you showed this to a Christian, Luke 19:43, you know what they're going to say? Oh, that's talking about the Antichrist. That's what that's talking about. It's the Antichrist. Oh, it's not the Romans. Okay. We got to go to the commentary. Okay, I want to go to Cambridge. Let's see what they say. Let's see what they say. They often show the trends about the rather shall surround thee with a palisade. Now the word palisades goes into the word karax. You know, when you go into the word karagma, the root is karax, which is a palisade, which is a stake. You put a stake in the heart of a vampire. Isaiah 29:34, Isaiah 37. This is the Septuagint, literally fulfilled 40 years after the siege of Jerusalem. Thank you, they got it right. Yeah, this came to pass 40 years, approximately 40 years after Yahushua made the prophecy. Literally fulfilled 40 years after, at the siege of Jerusalem, when Titus surrounded the city first with a palisade, which the word is karax, mound. A palisade is a fence, and then once you build a fence, you put rocks and mortar to build a wall. So they built the wall around our wall and locked us in. And then with a wall of masonry, keep thee in on every side. No, that's talking about the Antichrist. The blockade established was so terribly rigid, that myriads of the Jews perished of starvation because they were eating each other. They were eating their babies. So let me put in the word Titus. This is back to the basics. And see, when you read stuff like this, you link up the history through, filter the history through the scriptures. This makes you believe. They say, yeah, this makes sense. The ones of you that get weak and you can't see it and you're that means you ain't into the scriptures, man. It just becomes a book. Oh, this is just a book. This is no different than a novel. Let me put in Titus. Titus 7 times. Titus built a wall around the city and thereby precluded the possibility of egress. Gotta look that word up. For the day shall come. This took place under Titus, the Roman general, 70 AD. No, brother, it's the Antichrist. Josephus informed us that Titus, in order that he might compel the city to surrender by famine, food as a weapon, built a wall around the whole circumference of the city, which was Jerusalem. Shall lay thee even with the ground. This was literally done. Titus caused a plow to pass over the place where the temple stood. Right, they leveled it. See the notes, Matthew 24. This is Gill's commentary. Shall cast a trench about thee, besiege them, and particularly in this, as Josephus refers, that Titus built a wall about the city. So it's not talking about the Antichrist. And this is for you newer people. Now let me go from there to, let me see, Deuteronomy. (28) and let's go to 50. A nation of fair continents which shall not regard the persons of the old, nor show favor to the young. That was talking about the Romans, and it's talking about Esau today. What's happening in the Levant? They have a nation of fair continent which shall not regard the person of the old. They don't give a damn about they blow a hospital up with old people in there, people dying, people with cancer, pregnant women, doctors, nor show favor to the young. That's what these devils are doing in the Levant. That's why they lawyer up on your ass. When you criticize them in any way, they lawyer up against your ass. That's why they need lawyers. Okay, so this is wrong. Let me do this. Give me a second here. Okay. Benson's commentary, Deuteronomy 28:50, a nation of fair continents such as Chaldeans. Okay, they mentioned the Chaldeans. Such also were the Romans, who Josephus says, when they entered Gadara, showed mercy to no age, out of hatred to the nation, and a remembrance of the former injuries. They made the like slaughter of Gamala, not so much as sparing young children. That's happening in the Levant. I keep saying that. Look up the word Levant. But everyone, snatching up many, cast them down from the citadel, from the walls. Here it is again. Israel besieged these, namely to the great imperial powers, generally the Assyrians, Chaldeans, and the Romans, whom the Lord raised up as the executors of his curse. That's one of the curses. 70 AD was one of the curses in Deuteronomy 28. Okay, 51st verse. Back to the basics. Oh, and what Titus did, he had Israelites go into slavery under the Egyptians. He sold them into slavery by a trade route called the Via Maris, the way of the sea. because they were on the coast of the Mediterranean. They didn't get on ships. Vocab Malone. Vocab, you should shut the fuck up. Because you open up your mouth, you say something, and we close your mouth. Your mouth. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of the land, and neither corn or wine, increase of thy flock. Meaning they took what you had. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls, Jerusalem had a wall around it, come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy power hath given thee. Now let me do this. It says Romans, see, fulfilled by the Romans, not the Antichrist. Back to the basics. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates by the Romans, in spite of the effort of the Jews to defend it, especially recorded by because he was an eyewitness, Josephus. Prediction was especially fulfilled by Romans. This is Burns' commentary. The eagle. The eagle, the Roman ensign, compared Matthews 24 and 28. And consult together this passage, the marginal references, the eagle, the Roman ensign. The 53rd verse, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, okay, let me see if they mentioned Vespasian. Good. Benson commentary. Thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the prediction was repeatedly fulfilled, especially when Vespasian and his son Titus begirt Jerusalem so closely that the besieged were reduced to a most grievous famine. So they didn't give a shit that there was grown-ups eating, parents eating their own children, man. Would force them after they had eaten up their horses, and didn't they do that? Didn't that happen in Venezuela? When they breaking into we're talking 10 years ago. Breaking into zoos, eating the zoo animals. This is a tactic of the devil and other creatures to eat even their own children, whom parents who had used to live delicately. They were living good. Jeshurun waxed fat and kick. Moses here foretells should themselves eat up privately, secretly, and let none share with them. And they were fighting over the baby that they were gonna eat. But this man ain't the devil. He even make a reference to Baruch too, showing you that these scholars deal with the Apocrypha. Okay, where the Lord have scattered them, Baruch 2 and 4, and in the siege of the same city by the Romans, of which an instance will be hereafter given. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom.